What's going on, everyone? It's Ben from YGO from Zero, back with another Retro Yu-Gi-Oh video, and back with another Wheel Wednesday. This was a series that I had a while ago, and I'm bringing it back because people asked for it back. They liked it, so I figured I would bring it back. So basically what we do on this video is we have a wheel filled with a bunch of old Yu-Gi-Oh formats. I spin the wheel, whatever format pops up, I play. This could be a format that I've covered on the channel already, or a format that I've never played before. But either way, it's a fun way to sort of jump around Yu-Gi-Oh's history. So let's just dive into it. Let's see what we get here. And it looks like we're going to land on Trooper format. Okay, that's a fun one. I've covered that already. So let's pull up a deck and dive into it. So just to briefly cover Trooper format, if you don't know what it is, it's the format based around SJC Indianapolis in August of 2007. And it uses a card pool going up 2 Force of the Breaker, so that includes Rise of the Storm Monarch, which means the Perfect Circle Monarch is now a deck you can play, and it's a very good deck in the format. And so that is a deck that does dominate quite a bit. But there are some key differences between this format and Perfect Circle format. One of them being Ring Destruction is no longer, or not no longer, but it's not banned, so you have that around. You have triple Dust Shoot as well, which is something that people do not like. You have triple Card Trooper as well, so you have the Machine Duplication Troop Dupe Scoop combo, which is where the format gets its name from. So it's a pretty fun format overall. I think it's fun. It is a bit aggressive. That is sort of something that can turn people off of the format, is that, you know, you can just have these blowout turns and stuff. But I think it's a fun enough format to play, and so I'm excited to dive into it. So we've got a deck list here by Aratos, which won the last Trooper format tournament that was held a couple months ago. And so this is what I will be playing here. So it's Perfect Circle Monarch. It's got the Rises, it's got the Card Troopers, it's got the Hero Engine, so it's got like Stratos and, you know, Disc Commander, Dasher, the Destiny Draws, etc. It's got Ring Destruction. Crush Card Virus is illegal in this format, unfortunately. It's something that you have to, know about and play with. But it is in this format, and so we are playing it. And it's just a very, very good deck overall. Dust Shoots are sided here instead of mained. That's an interesting thing that, maybe with further exploration, they'll come into the main, but I think that it honestly is right to have the Dust Shoots in the side deck, because you kind of want to be as aggressive as possible with this style of deck in this format. And I do think that, like, you want to bring these in when you know you're going first and pull them off there, as opposed to, having them be dead in a game where you really want something else. Also, Confiscation is in this format, which is in this deck as well. So that is here in the deck list too. So very, very good deck list overall. Let's load it up and dive into some games. Hey, we got someone to get a game with us in Perfect Circle, or not Perfect Circle, Trooper format. Close enough. I mixed it up because I am playing a Perfect Circle deck here. But, it's been a while since I played a Perfect Circle deck. I know this is kind of a basic deck to play in the format, but it's fun. I like the mirror, if that is what comes up. And if it doesn't come up, I just like playing this deck in general. So, yeah, it should be a fun time either way. And it's sort of what you get into when you play these formats. But since, I have covered this format extensively in terms of, like, dueling replays, I figured that I would, show off a live duel in it. So this won't be as sort of coherent as my general analysis for a lot of the games that I play on the channel, but hopefully it should still be fun. And this is a banger opening hand. This would have been great going first. But, now we run the risk of getting Dust Shooter or Confiator or what have you. But either way, I mean, this hand is cracked. I've got Reaper plus Crush Guard. Oh, let's go. Okay, we might get Dust Shooted here. Let's see. No Dust Shoot. Okay, I feel very good about that. Well, let's open up with a Confi just to get a peek at what they're doing there. Seems like they got a Knock, a Cyber Phoenix, a Snatch Deal, and a Ryza. I think of those, I probably want... Ooh, this is tricky. I think I probably want to take the Phoenix, because Phoenix is not hit by Crush Card. So if they disrupt the Crush Card, then that's going to be very unfortunate for us, right? But I think if they don't, then we're feeling very good. So we take the Phoenix, leaving them with a Snatch, a Knock, and a Ryza. So this might be a bit fragile, potentially, depending on what they got, but I am just going to go for it. So I'm going to go for D-Draw here, pitching a Dasher. It's a good thing to get engraved. And we draw into a Trooper and a Meta. I'm not upset about those. I think what I do here, I know they don't have Heavy in hand. They could have Pro-Set Heavy. And if they Pro-Set Heavy, they Pro-Set Heavy. But on the hopes that they didn't Pro-Set Heavy, I'm just going to set 1, set 2, and pass. Maybe I should have set another card as well, but then I was thinking, like, well, if they got MST in the end phase, they snipe the Crush card, and then you know, they spin back the meta with the, oh, they did pro at set heavy. Okay, I'm glad that I did it this way then. That's pretty funny. So yeah, I hit the Ryza. What else do I hit? Okay, it's a Reaper that they have set, so that's a bit annoying for me. But they got Snatch, Dust Shoot, and Knock. That's going to be very annoying for me, but it does put them into an interesting spot. Do you hit with the Reaper because then your Dust Shoot's dead? Looks like they are going to hit with the Reaper. And let's see what they hit. They're going to hit the Trooper. That's unfortunate for us because we would have liked that, obviously, because that's our thing to get aggressive here. But they're going to set one and pass back to us. They don't have Dust Shoot online. And, oh, that's actually an interesting one. I could go Frog meta into Thousand Eyes just to shut off the Reaper. I kind of like that. Oh, yeah, Thousand Eyes might be banned at this point. Yeah, Thousand Eyes is indeed banned at this point, so that's a bit awkward. But I think I am just going to normal summon out the Treeborn. And then, do I even set the meta in case they attack in with Reaper? I think I don't because I want the Ryza in hand for the Frog. So I'm just going to leave it at that. If they attack over... Oh, they got a pre-mat. That's rough. That is rough. So now they can go for one of the things that, you know, I hit with the Crush card and all that stuff. So, yeah, it's not the best for us here. But I still think I'm in a good spot overall, right? So they go pre-mat here. I'm taking a fair bit of damage. I'm losing a card from hand. But I think this is still ultimately good to do. So, yeah, they bring back the Ryza. It's more damage that way. So, yeah, we take 23. And then we're going to take 300 on top of that. They get to rip a card out. They're going to hit the meta. Okay, I'm glad I kept that in hand now to cushion the Ryza there. And now it's back to us. We're going to draw, and then in standby phase, we're going to bring back this guy here. No need to summon out the Disc Commander, although if we hadn't gotten the Frog in rotation somehow, then it could have potentially come up. But I think what I want to do here... Oh, I could spin back the Ryza and then it gets popped by Crush card. I kind of like that. That's like pure value off the Crush card. So, because there's one more turn off Crush card. So, yeah, I think I'm going to just do that. So, I'm going to tribute the Frog and target the Ryza, spinning that back to the top, and then it'll get popped by the Crush card. So, yeah, I feel good about this. I feel like the set is a knock. They could have a Snatch here, which is... I mean, they do have a Snatch. I know about Snatch, but at least this way, I'm not dead here. And I'd lose the Disc Commander from hand, which is perfectly fine by me. So yeah, they do get this. It is what it is. They had it, right? But like, we knew about it, so we do get to mitigate a little bit, and Disc Commander is a perfectly fine thing to lose into the graveyard there. And now I think the Crush card is over, so this will... Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that's about as bad as it could be. Jeez, that's such a bad draw, yeah. That's rough. I mean, I think we still do the plays that we do here, right? I don't think that, like... I'm trying to think what would have been the different play to make, but I don't think that there was a moment where I was like, yeah, I want to do this different play. Stacking the Reaper does nothing. I guess I could have stacked the Reaper crashed with Ryzes, but then, like... I still feel like it's better to not do that. I don't know. I mean, they could view this as a threat and then respect it, right? But I feel like you probably just go all in here. But yeah, I mean, we know they've got a knock. Okay, it looks like they are just going to hit into the Treeborn. I'm okay with that. If I draw into a tribute monster, I can special summon it out with the Dasher. So, that's, yeah, I think I do summon this thing out with the Dasher. Yeah, so I'm going to declare the effect of the Dasher there, special summon that out, and then in the standby, we'll gain 1,000. And now we're in kind of a bad spot, but I do think I had to do it this way because otherwise they just would have attacked with the Reaper and we would have lost the game there, right? So, and I think it's fine for my opponent to not take the bait because it seems like they clearly don't have anything in hand. We know about a knock and a Dust Shoot that they still have. We can just play around the knock for the rest of the game. Obviously, the Destiny draw here being dead is, like, rough because now our Treeborn can't come back. But we've sort of stabilized a little bit here. So it's not ideal, but it is what it is. And we draw Machine Dupe. I'm just going to keep this in hand. I mean, they can just attack him with the Reaper and rip it out, but, like, I feel like it's better than just leaving our back row even more clogged here, right? So then Treeborn Frog never comes back. And if we draw into Trooper, I'm fine just summoning out Trooper, like, hitting into the Reaper and just leaving it at that. But, yeah. That call's pretty good here, so I will just set it and pass. And note, I'm not checking my graveyard right now. So, that is on purpose. Let's see what they do. They're going to go for a trooper. That's okay with me. They're going to mill 3. 1, 2, 3 there. Now, the question here is, do I take this? Or do I do something about it? I think I probably do take it, and then I try and just call back the Disc Commander. No, Ring is in the format, so I have to respect that, I think. Well, if Ring's in the format, I lose either way here, right? Because I bring back Ryza, they ring it, and then they attack in for lethal. So I can't afford to actually... Yeah, I can't afford to try and play around Ring. I'm just going to lose to Ring either way. So yeah, I will take all that. Call. Okay, so Call's going to bring something back. That's fine. Because now I can call back the Ryza. Yeah, so kind of rough. But I think this was what I had to do. They're thinking about whether to attack it or not. They are going to attack into it, so we will lose that, unfortunately. But I think this was the right play to do. I mean, it's tricky. I guess I would have potentially saved more life points. Oh, and that's just gonna be wraps, unfortunately. That is, yeah, that's very unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think we played that one well, right? Like, we did what we had to do to survive. You could argue that I should have done call earlier this turn, but effectively, I don't think it would have mattered. It would have technically mattered because, like, then, you know, they'd have to declare replay with the trooper and do all that stuff. But, like, I feel like we still, yeah, I feel like that one was rough. I don't know. I guess the other play we could have done is we could have done Ryza spin back, like, their back row, and then crashed in with the Ryza into their pre-matted Ryza just to take off a thing from the board for Snatch Steal. But, like, I feel like that's not really that good because, yeah, I don't know. The Reaper was just, it was just killing us here. Well, anyways, we know they're on Perfect Circle Monarch. It seems like they're on machines, like more of a machine deck as well with the Cyber Phoenixes. But I didn't really see much of the machines besides the Cyber Phoenixes there. So I think I just bring in the Dust Shoots and the Pullings plus a Mind Crush. I think that makes sense here. And what am I going to side out for that is the question. Siding is definitely the aspect of the game that I'm worst at, as a note. But I think all our monsters seem good. Heavy Storm might be a little bit iffy. Given that I feel like their deck doesn't really play much back row that we care about, but I feel like meta is definitely iffy. I'll take out meta for sure. Warrior Lady would be really good against Reaper, Phoenix. Warrior Lady is really good against a lot of their deck. Yeah, this is why siding is the hardest part for me, because there's so many good things in this deck already that I'm not quite sure what to take out. I will take out the heavy, I think, because I am going first, and I feel like they don't play many back row. I also feel like Phoenix Wing is not as good against them, given that they've got Phoenix, they've got, like, Reaper was killing us there. So yeah, I'm just gonna do this. Seems weird. I don't know. Maybe I should keep in the heavy. Maybe I should take out the dupe. The dupe's kind of like a one. Yeah, I'll take out the dupe because going first, it's not as good. So yeah, I'll take out the dupe, put in the heavy for that. Because going first, dupe is not as good. It's more just like a blowout second card, you know. This is definitely a hand. Definitely a hand of some sort. Now the question is, do I summon out? I'm gonna summon out Trooper and mill 3. Just see what happens. See if I get like a frog or a Mally or something like that in grave. And of course we mill the Crush card, which is a bit unfortunate, but ultimately I'm okay with this. This is fine-ish. Minecraft is good if they go for a first turn Stratos play. I think I will just set the Minecraft set mirror. If they've got heavy, they've got heavy. I could just set Minecraft, like, period, and just go for that. But I want the Trooper to survive, because then I can potentially get Jinzo online. You know what? I'm actually just going to set the Minecraft, because if we lose the Trooper, we get a draw there. So, yeah, I'll just set Minecraft pass. And I am worried about, like, them having heavy or, like, more spell trap removal. So, yeah, I'll set Minecraft. If they do a search, then we could Mind Crush it and feel good about that. So, they're going to MST the Mind Crush. I don't think I go for this. I think it's too risky. like just sight unseen with their hand. It seemed to offer like, yeah, I don't think that's good to do there. Maybe about better Perfect Circle format player, or not Perfect Circle format player, Trooper format player. This is Trooper, even though we're playing Perfect Circle decks. Maybe if I was a better player, then I would have the soul read of like what they have in their first turn hand. But like, I feel like it's kind of a crapshoot when so little's known. Oh no! Oh god, are we losing this one right here? We might be losing it if they got dupe. Yeah, the target. So I think this does shut off machine dupe, actually. So there's that. But I think dupe targets. I could be wrong about that. Dupe might not target. Anyways, we are taking a fair amount of damage from that. They're going to set one. That's probably something that can cause us problems here. But we do have pulling. We have Mirror Force as well. And so I don't necessarily want to go for Jinzo. Comfy is very good here. I think I want to go for Comfy after knowing what they're working with here. So I'm just going to try and declare the Trooper. Mill 3. See what we get. Dust Shoot, unfortunate to lose. But Dasher is good in Grave. I can spell summon out a big guy if I want to later. But I'm going to go for the Trooper attack into the Phoenix. If this goes through, they get a draw, and then I can Comfy away that card there. So yeah, let's go for a Comfy now. 1,000 to get a peek of their hand. See, they've got Avarice, Limiter, and Sangan. That's an interesting hand. Well, Avarice is going to be online if I pitch the Sangan. I think I want to actually send the Avarice just because it's going to be online. Yeah, so I'm gonna send the Avarice. Avarice can get them back into the game a little bit. So now if I had Mind Crush, that would be great. But it is what it is, right? And I think I just leave it at setting Mirror Force, setting pulling. I'll just set Mirror Force, honestly, because I know they can't pulling this turn, right? So yeah, I'm just going to set the Mirror Force pass. If they've got heavy, they've got heavy, but they used up an MST here. If they attack over my Trooper with a Sangan, I'm fine with that. They're going to call. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I guess that's not fine. They could potentially go into... If they draw Rise off the top here, you know, then I get owned by that. But I think this is fine overall. Yeah, I'm really owned if they draw Rise off the top, but I feel like this is still fine. Maybe I should have just set it, but I think it's fine. Yep, they're going to do this. They're going to mill 3. Milling another Rise. I do like to see that. I think I'd use Mirror Force this. It's not the best value on a Mirror Force because both these things replace themselves. But I do think it is good to do here because then I can get in for more Trooper attacks. I do have pulling to stop like a variety of shenanigans here. I know that they've got Limiter in hand. That's the other thing I know about. And also, I don't want them to Limiter go up to 3,800. Actually, that is lethal. Yeah, they had lethal here because Limiter on the Trooper is 3,800. And then that's 3,400 plus 1,000. So that's a lot of damage. So yeah, actually this Mirror Force was necessary there. They're going to search out another Trooper. Makes sense with that Limiter there. And then they also get a draw. So, yeah, so they've got more unknowns now, which is unfortunate. But it is what it is. I do have the Dasher in Grave, which is good to remember. Because they can come up. They're going to pass back to us. Mally is actually a good one because I can now de-draw that. So I will de-draw that away. Just get it out of here. Draw 2 more. Also, that is gone. The call's gone. Dust Shoot is great. Dust Shoot is really good. It does mean that I can't really summon out the Jinzo here because I really want that Dust Shoot online. So I will just go for... I think I just go for the Trooper, see what I get. I could banish for a Mally. I think I'm actually going to banish for a Mally first. It's so awkward here, but I really don't want to mill the second Mally. I don't necessarily want to attack in with it, though, because that's going to be a lot of damage, but it shouldn't matter. I'm just going to... I could also leave this in defense, but I feel like with the Dust Shoot, it's fine. Yeah, I'm going to go for Dust Shoot. I'm going to mill 3. If I get punished by milling that second Mally, then it is what it is, but I do not. So now I can go for Trooper attack in for 19. And then main 2. I think I could pro set the heavy. That's something. I kind of like pro set heavy. Because then they're more likely to set their like limiter into that potentially, but they might not set it at all. So I could just set dust shoot pulling. No, I don't want to set dust shoot pulling. I'm gonna pro set the heavy. If they heavy a heavy, it's fine. But yeah, I will use the dust shoot here, get a peek. See, they've got Vortex. Oh, that's an interesting hand. I'm gonna send the Trooper. I think Trooper is the choice because Trooper, I mean, Sangan is annoying. Don't get me wrong. Or not Sangan. Reaper's annoying, but like, I'm more scared of Trooper plus limiter plus ring, right? That is brutal. Because that basically prevents me from doing anything. So yeah, now I know they've got Reaper, Vortex, limiter, and ring. So that is a good hand to keep in mind. But let's see what they do here. They're going to go for the Reaper, and they're probably going to Vortex here. Yep, they are indeed going to Vortex, so I do get a draw off that, and I'm very happy to see that the limiter is gone. I will take 300 here. They will get a rip. If they rip the Jinzo, that is not what I wanted to see. I didn't want to see the Jinzo gone. But it is what it is, you know. I think it is ultimately fine. And yeah, I still have, well, brain control outs it. Yeah, I think I want to brain control it. And then probably set ring. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, I don't think I get aggressive with Mally here. I think I just save it for a tribute summon. So I'm going to, yeah, I mean, this is good value on the brain con. I mean, the other thing I could do is set ring, but I think I do want to brain con this. So I will pay 8, get rid of that. And then main, or not main 2. I'm just going to set the ring pass. Interesting. They're setting 1. Drawing the MST, that's not what I wanted to see. Man, this is tricky. I don't want to set more into a heavy. That's the thing. But with MST, I don't care, right? About it as much. Let's see. They've got 2 rises in grave. They still Stratos, presumably. Although they might not be playing heroes, actually, given that. Yeah. I think I keep the pulling in hand because it might just be dead. And also, yeah, that's just very tricky for us here. I will just set it just in case. I don't think it's going to get much more value since the rises are in grave now. So I am playing into my own heavy, which is unfortunate, but that's only when normal summoned. So yeah, that's fine. Obviously not ideal, but it is what it is. Do I ring this? Yeah, I ring it because I lose to their ring if I don't. So, yep, that's unfortunate. Yeah, and the Phoenix is annoying, but fine. Okay, that honestly is fine for us. And we draw another pulling. Well, another pulling is something, I guess. I think I do just go heavy here. Because, again, the pulling in that we have here is a waste. So, you just do this, shut them off from the Phoenix. Or not the Phoenix, but the ring on the Phoenix, that is. And yeah, I think I actually do banish the Mally here. It really stinks. I really need, like, a monster to draw here. But, like, if I draw into a monster, I can spell summon it with Dasher. So, like, I think I actually do need to defend myself more. So, it's just really unfortunate. This has been a really unfortunate set of games. I think there were things I could have done differently at different points, but I think we've also just been getting really unlucky. So, I mean, that does factor into this. I maybe should have set MST as well in case they top deck Premat, but, like, they have to top deck Premat for that. That's really the only case I'm worried about. I guess Snatch is another thing they could top deck that would have killed me there, but I feel like it is fine to do that. And that is probably another decoy cheat. Call is good. I like Call. Call gets me into some things. So I think I do have to just go for set call pass. I mean, if they have heavy, I lose here, right? So do I just set the MST as well? just to play around more things? I think I probably do. I think I probably have to do that, right? Because I lose here if they draw heavy. So I think I just set everything. Frog is kind of a pipe dream at this point because I had to desperation set the rug. So I'm just going to set everything, pass, and see what they do. And let's hope that I can claw my way out of this. They're going to go to battle here. I think I do just call back probably maybe not the Jinzo. I probably call back Stratos to get myself a search. So that's what I'll do. I'll call back. I'll target Stratos. And that will indeed go through. So Stratos will come down. I will declare its effect to get a search here. Because I still do have that Disc Commander in deck. Wait, oh, I forgot there's 3 Mallies in this format. My mistake. See, this is what happens when you play too much other Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, there are 3 Mallies in this format. Yeah, so maybe I should have banished another one of those or been a bit more liberal with the Mally earlier, but I think it's fine. Drawn to a TT, that's pretty good. I feel somewhat comfortable here now. I don't necessarily want to set the TT now, but I do think I want to attack into the Phoenix. And then probably set the Disc Commander. That makes sense to me. I feel like there are other sets of Dekoichi. That'd be my guess. Unless it's a Frog, in which case we'll just come back anyways. So yeah, I'm just going to hit into the Phoenix. Poke damage is poke damage. And now I'm just going to set that disc, pass back to them. We're in a rough spot, but there are some scary cards that are gone for us, so we don't need to worry about like Ring anymore, which is good. We do need to worry about Heavy. Heavy's unfortunate, but like, yeah, I think this is fine. A bit of an interesting question. If they brink on the Stratos, do we MST it right away? Same with if they snatch. Okay, it's a Spy. Yeah, that's fine. We still have the pulling, remember. So if they go for like Demock here, which some decks do play in this format, we can stop that. Snatch on the... I think I do just MST this. I think it is worth it. Could also MST it later, but if they tribute it, it's like then I lose all my defense. So I do just MST it. Yeah. I mean, that would have set up for a lethal play this turn as well, even if they didn't have a tribute monster here. They're going to Puppet Plant. Oh, that is the punish to not MSTing my own call. But, I mean, yeah, if they've got it, they've got it, right? Which we did see earlier, that they did have a Puppet Plant running around. So maybe I should have MST'd my own call. But then I don't have any follow-up for later, right? So then it's, like, even more awkward there. But yeah, that will indeed be the end of the game. So GG's. Yeah, I mean, that sort of shows you how explosive the game can be. Maybe should have banished a Mally as well just to get more bodies here to protect myself. But, like, it's rough. I mean, looking at the amount of cards in the deck we didn't draw a lot of the monsters, which is kind of rough. Yeah, but, I mean, it was fun either way. Like, it's just different games will go different ways. But yeah, I'll show you. There were some things that I could have done differently, right? Like, I forgot that, you know, there are only 2 Mallies in the format opposed to 3. Yeah, but this was definitely an intense game here either way. It's very, very good stuff, PJ. Very fun. And yeah, it was good. I mean, maybe also not milling early with the Trooper, but I think you generally want to mill early with the Trooper because you want to get things like Treeborn Frog, or you want to get things like the Dasher Engrave, which we did get the Dasher Engrave. We didn't really have anything to pitch with the other stuff. So I think it was fine. I think we relatively played fine. Yeah, the opponent's deck also had some spice in it. It had the Puppet Plants. I could have played around the Puppet Plant by going MST on my own call. But then what they could have done, because they had the Cider in hand, and because this pulling has just been like dead the entire game, basically, or not dead the entire game, but like they probably ever read the pulling to nothing. They could have then tributed the Cider over the Spy to then attack him more. I could have potentially set the TT there as well, to sort of insulate myself further from that sort of play, right? But yeah, it just didn't work out for that. I could have also maybe not brought in the pullings, but I figured seeing the rises, I figured that it would probably come up, but unfortunately they did not come up. If those were instead Phoenix Wing and Blast, maybe things would have been different. I could have potentially spun back the Spy. I could have spun back a fair amount of things with Phoenix Wing. But overall, I'm fine with my siding, I think, overall. I think it was okay. But yeah, maybe I should have had the harder read that my opponent was not on as much Monarch stuff as I anticipated. But either way, very, very cool. And, you know, you do get sort of a more aggressive, like, Machine OTK deck as well, like, with the troops, that if you want to play Limiter, you can. It did put us in a tough spot. We had to play around that a couple of different ways that were a bit annoying for us to deal with. I also maybe could have brought out Jinzo earlier, but I feel like given the traps we had to use, I feel like it was ultimately fine. And, like, we lost it to a Reaper that got a 1 out of 3rd chance of actually hitting it. So that was also kind of unfortunate that that happened there. But yeah, it was a bit tricky there. Either way, very, very good stuff. And I really like Trooper format. I think it's really fun. So I hope you all enjoyed this dip back into it. If you want to see more Trooper videos, I've got a lot more on my channel that also go a bit more in depth into actually analyzing the plays themselves. And also, that was when I was a bit more practiced with Trooper. It's been a while since I played it, so the rust is definitely on. And so, like, you know, for instance, forgetting things like 3 Mally in the format is definitely something. But yeah, so you can get more insight there. I've got a playlist of all those videos there. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see more retro Yu-Gi-Oh content. I'll be having more Gladiator format videos coming out soon. That's the format that I'm in right now. And it's very fun in a different way from Trooper format. It's just I haven't had as much time to actually make the videos on it, make the decks for it. So yeah, but I'll be getting back into that soon. But if you like what you saw here, subscribe to the channel. Also, head on over to the Discord server, linked in the description down below, where we play these games in these tournaments, in these locals that we have as well. And it's a lot of fun in that server, so definitely head on over there if you're interested in that. But that's going to be it for this video. As always, big shout outs to my patrons, Rinspin, Porkchop, Coon, Bread Knocker, Tyler Compton, GeoMyFest, Dump Truck, Scout, Zero, and Damon. Has it means a lot that y'all support this. Encourage me to make more videos like this one in the future. And until next time, I've been from YGO from Zero, and I'm signing off. Peace.